Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Like Leader, your cozy space where learning English feels easy, natural, and actually enjoyable.
Hi guys, I'm Zoe, and today we're going to talk about something that almost every English learner secretly struggles with.
And I'm James. And before we start, let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever understood English perfectly in your mind, but when it's time to speak, your mouth just stops working?
Oh yes, that awkward moment when your brain is ready, but your mouth is like, nope, I'm not doing this today.
Exactly. And Zoe, I have to say, you sound very awake today. Like unusually energetic. Did something happen?
My brain had coffee, but my mouth is still waking up, slowly, very slowly.
Ah, the classic English learner situation. Brain fully active, but mouth still buffering.
And honestly, that's not just us. That's exactly what many of our listeners feel every single day.
You listen to English podcasts, you watch videos, you understand almost everything.
But when it's your turn to speak, suddenly your confidence disappears, your words get stuck, and your mouth just freezes.
It's like your brain is shouting, say it, say it, but your mouth is completely silent.
Your tongue feels heavy, your lips don't move naturally, and you start thinking, why is this so hard?
And here's the most important thing we want to tell you right now. Listen carefully.
There is nothing wrong with you.
You are not bad at English.
You are not slow.
Your mouth is just not trained yet.
That small word, yet, changes everything because it means you can improve.
The truth is, most learners spend months or even years training only their brain.
Grammar rules, vocabulary lists, listening practice, subtitles, notes.
But they almost never train the most important part for speaking, the mouth.
Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, and the way your voice flows in English.
So what happens is simple. Your brain starts thinking in English,
But your mouth is still stuck in your native language habits.
and that's why when you try to speak, your sentences feel slow, broken, or unnatural.
Not because you don't know English.
But because your mouth hasn't learned how to move in English yet.
And that's exactly what we're going to fix together today.
In this episode, we'll show you why your mouth freezes.
And how you can train it step by step so your English finally sounds smooth, confident, and natural.
So now let's dive deeper into the real question that's probably in your mind right now. If I understand English so well, then why on earth can't I speak it smoothly when it actually matters?
Yes, because for many learners, it feels like a mystery, almost like your brain and your mouth are in a fight with each other.
Exactly. And here comes the shocking truth that nobody really explains clearly. English is not just something you learn in your head, it's something you physically perform with your mouth.
That means your lips, your tongue, your jaw, and even your breathing pattern all play a role in how your English sounds in real life.
Let's make this super simple with a funny example, because I know you'll remember it better this way.
Oh no, I already feel a weird example coming.
Imagine you read 100 books about swimming. You know all the techniques, all the styles, even how to breathe perfectly underwater.
Okay, sounds impressive already.
But then someone pushes you into a real swimming pool for the first time. What happens?
I drown immediately.
Exactly. Not because you're stupid, but because your body has never practiced the movement.
And that's exactly what happens when you try to speak English after only studying it mentally.
Your brain knows everything, but your mouth is like, bro, we never trained for this.
Your mouth is literally panicking like it just got a surprise exam.
So yes, we can say it clearly. Your mouth is a little lazy right now.
Not lazy in a bad way, just comfortable with your native language habits and sounds.
Because your mouth is used to a certain rhythm, certain sounds, and certain movements that feel natural to you.
But English has a completely different rhythm, different stress patterns, and different ways of connecting sounds.
For example, English speakers don't always pronounce every word clearly and separately like in textbooks.
Yes, they connect words, reduce sounds, and speak in a smooth flow that feels like music rather than separate blocks.
So when you don't train your mouth for this flow, your speech can sound slow, broken, or a little unnatural.
And then your confidence drops because you feel like something is wrong with your English.
But again, let's repeat this because it's very important. You are not bad at English.
Your mouth is simply not trained yet to move smoothly in English.
Speaking is not just thinking. It's a physical skill, just like dancing, singing, or playing a sport.
And the best part is, just like any skill, it can be improved with small, consistent practice.
You don't need hours of study every day. You just need the right kind of practice for a few minutes.
Yes, we're talking about something so simple that even your "I'm too busy" excuse won't survive.
Exactly. Because in the next part, we're going to show you a complete 5-minute daily routine to train your mouth like a pro.
And trust us, if you follow it consistently, your English will start to feel smoother, easier, and much more natural than before.
All right, now comes the exciting part. Because we're not just talking about the problem anymore, we're actually going to give you a simple system that can start changing your speaking from today.
Yes, and the best thing about this system is that it doesn't require any special tools, expensive courses, or hours of study. It's just you, your voice, and a few minutes of focused practice.
Think of it like a tiny English gym that you can open anytime in your room without paying any membership fee.
And maybe your neighbors will hear you practicing and think, wow, this person is preparing for something big.
Or they might think you're talking to yourself. But honestly, that's part of the process.
Yes, welcome to the world of language learning, where talking to yourself is actually a sign of progress.
So let's build your 5-minute daily routine step by step, nice and simple, so you can actually follow it without feeling overwhelmed.
Step 1 is something very easy but surprisingly powerful: warming up your mouth.
Just like you don't start a workout with heavy weights, you shouldn't start speaking English with a cold, stiff mouth.
Because when your mouth is tense, your words feel stuck, your pronunciation becomes unclear, and your confidence drops immediately.
So for 1 minute, you simply wake up your speaking muscles with small movements.
You can roll your lips like a tiny motor sound. Stretch your tongue gently. Open your jaw like a big yawn. And even hold a wide smile for a few seconds.
It may feel a little silly at first, but that's actually a good sign. It means you're doing something new and useful.
And after just 1 minute, your mouth already feels lighter, more flexible, and ready to speak.
Step 2 is the mirror technique, and this is where things start getting interesting.
Yes, because now you're not just speaking, you're actually watching yourself speak, which builds awareness and confidence at the same time.
Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and say one strong sentence like, "I am learning to speak confidently."
First, say it slowly, then repeat it a little faster each time while observing your lips, your expression, and your overall energy.
At the beginning, it might feel awkward, like you're giving a speech to yourself.
But after a few days, that same mirror becomes your silent coach instead of your biggest fear.
Step 3 is where the real magic begins, shadow speaking.
This is one of the most powerful techniques because it trains your ears, your mouth, and your brain all at the same time.
You take a short audio clip, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and immediately repeat what you hear, trying to copy the rhythm, tone, and emotion.
Not your version, not your style. You become the speaker's shadow for a moment.
For example, if the audio says, "I don't think that's a good idea," you repeat it with the same flow and feeling.
You don't need to be perfect. You just need to follow the sound as closely as you can.
This trains your reaction speed, so you stop translating and start responding naturally in English.
And finally, step 4, the fluency loop, which is simple but extremely effective.
You take one sentence and say it in 3 different speeds: slow, normal, and then fast but still clear.
When you repeat this loop a few times, your mouth becomes more comfortable, your speed improves, and your confidence grows naturally.
Now that your mouth is starting to move more naturally and your confidence is slowly building, let's talk about something that truly separates robotic English from real, natural human English, and that is flow.
Yes, because many learners don't actually struggle with vocabulary or grammar anymore, but they still sound unnatural simply because they speak every single word separately without any connection.
It's like saying, I am going to the market, which is technically correct, but it sounds more like a robot reading a script than a real person having a conversation.
Exactly. And that's why, even with good grammar, your English might still feel stiff, slow, and a little uncomfortable to listen to.
So here's a simple but powerful idea that can completely change your speaking style. Fluent speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in small connected groups of words.
We call these groups sound clusters, and you can think of them like small trains of words that move together smoothly instead of stopping at every station.
For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" very clearly and separately, many native speakers naturally say something closer to, "What you doing?"
Or instead of, I am going to go now, you might hear, I'm gonna go now, which feels faster, smoother, and much more natural in everyday conversation.
And the important thing here is not to copy every accent perfectly, but to start hearing and feeling that English is more like music than like a list of words.
Because when you begin to connect words naturally, your speech suddenly sounds more relaxed, more confident, and much closer to real-life English.
So let's turn this idea into a small daily practice that is both fun and very effective, even if you only have a few minutes.
Step 1 is to choose just 2 or 3 simple word clusters that you hear often, like let me know, going to go, or want to see it.
Step 2 is where it gets interesting. You repeat these clusters like a rhythm, almost like you're softly singing or rapping them to yourself.
And don't worry, you don't need a good voice. You just need a sense of rhythm and a little bit of courage to sound silly for a moment.
Because when you add rhythm, your brain stops overthinking grammar and starts focusing on flow and natural sound.
Step 3 is to place those clusters inside full sentences, so they become part of real communication instead of just isolated practice.
For example, I'm gonna go now. I'll call you later. Or, if you have any questions, just let me know. And then say the whole sentence in one smooth line.
Try not to break the sentence into pieces. Let it flow like one connected idea, almost like you're telling a short story in one breath.
Step 4 is to record yourself on your phone, not to judge yourself harshly, but to simply observe how your voice sounds and how your flow improves over time.
And if you want to make it even more fun, you can play soft background music and speak along with the rhythm, as if your English is gently dancing.
Now, here's something very important that many learners ignore. Your speaking is not controlled only by your mouth. It is deeply connected to your mindset and emotions.
Because even if your mouth is trained, if your brain is full of fear, doubt, and self-judgment, your voice will still feel shaky and uncertain.
Thoughts like, what if I make mistakes? Or, what if people laugh at me? Can quietly block your progress without you even realizing it.
And that's why we need to train not just your mouth, but also your confidence and emotional expression when you speak.
The first step is simple but powerful. Focus on expressing emotion instead of chasing perfect grammar in every sentence.
Because in real conversations, people remember how you made them feel, not whether your verb tense was perfect.
For example, you can say, I'm happy to be here in a flat voice. Or you can say it with real energy and warmth, and suddenly it feels completely different.
The words are the same, but the feeling changes everything. And that's what makes your English sound alive instead of mechanical.
Another powerful trick is to speak like an actor, where you take one simple sentence and express it in different emotions: excited, nervous, funny, or even dramatic.
When you practice like this, your brain relaxes, your fear disappears, and your English starts to feel more natural, expressive, and truly yours.
Now, let's go a little deeper into something very important, because many learners don't realize that real fluency is not just about speaking correctly, but about training your mind to respond without fear or overthinking.
Yes, because even if your mouth is trained, if your brain is constantly judging every word you say, your speech will still feel slow, hesitant, and uncomfortable.
That's why we need something called mental shortcuts, which means you directly connect English sentences to meaning and feeling instead of translating everything into your native language first.
For example, when you hear, "Let's catch up sometime," your brain should immediately understand it as a friendly invitation to reconnect after a long time, without needing translation in your head.
Or when you say, "I'm starving," your brain should instantly picture strong hunger and the need for food, not a grammar explanation or word-by-word translation.
This is how natural speakers think. They don't translate, they feel and respond instantly.
Another powerful way to improve is to combine emotion, voice, and body movement together while practicing. Because speaking is not only about your mouth, but your entire expression.
Yes, even small actions like standing up while speaking, using hand gestures, or changing your posture can completely change how confident and natural your voice sounds.
Because when your body is active, your brain becomes more alert, your energy increases, and your English starts flowing more freely without forcing it.
So, here's a simple 5-minute routine you can follow daily to train both your brain and mouth together in a balanced and powerful way.
First minute. Speak 3 simple sentences with full emotion: happy, angry, excited, just to wake up your voice and break mental hesitation.
Second minute. Act each sentence like you are performing in a movie scene, where you are not just speaking words, but actually becoming the character you are expressing.
Third minute. Walk around your room while speaking the same sentences, allowing your body movement to support your voice and reduce stiffness.
Fourth minute. Stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and speak the sentences with confidence and intention, as if you are talking to your future self.
And fifth minute, record yourself and listen. Not to criticize yourself, but to notice your energy, your progress, and your growing confidence.
Because at the end of the day, fluency is not about perfect grammar, but about freedom of expression and the ability to speak without fear.
And now comes a very important truth that many learners need to hear. If you repeat the wrong way, you stay stuck. But if you repeat the right way, you grow stronger every single day.
Many learners repeat like robots, saying the same sentence again and again without emotion, without variation, and without real improvement.
But real repetition is about improvement, not just repetition. It's about saying the same thing better each time, with more clarity, confidence, and natural flow.
That's why we use a simple 5-step method: slow clarity, smooth flow, emotional variation, fast reaction, and real-life usage.
Because when you practice like this, your mouth builds memory, your brain builds confidence, and your speaking becomes more automatic over time.
And remember this powerful line: I don't repeat to remember, I repeat to become.
Now let's slow down for a moment and be completely honest with you.
You are not bad at English. you are simply not practicing in a way that builds real speaking confidence consistently. Some learners watch hours of content but never speak, while others practice just a few minutes daily but focus deeply. And that makes all the difference.
Fear is the biggest barrier because it makes you silent when you actually have something to say. And that silence slowly steals your confidence.
But the good news is, you can change everything starting today. Not by studying more, but by practicing smarter for just a few minutes every day.
Because fluency is not a talent. It is a habit that is built in private moments when nobody is watching you practice.
So take this with you. Go to the mirror, speak one sentence with confidence, and remind yourself, this is my voice, and I am training it every single day.
If you made it all the way to the end, that already means you are serious about improving your English. And that alone puts you ahead of many learners.
And remember, your journey doesn't end here. It starts with small daily practice, small brave steps, and one decision to keep speaking even when it feels uncomfortable.
Keep training your mouth, keep building your confidence, and slowly you will see that English is no longer something you study.
It becomes something you live.
This is James and Zoe, and this was Speak Like a Leader. Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.